Good morning. It's Saturday and it's the Wall Street Weekly Wrap Up, and I'm your host, John Newquist. Well, it was an exciting week. I have to say it was not a dull one at all. And the first thing we have to talk about is inflation because it went much lower, 7.8 versus the expected 8.2, and the market took off. The NASDAQ had the best day in a couple years with a 7.3% jump and a top 20 all the time for a record in NASDAQs. And if you think about it, inflation was about 9% 4 months ago. So that's a pretty good drop. And a lot of people are hopeful it'll keep on going. I know um, auto prices are coming down, which is an inflation index. I know housing prices coming down. It's not the rent, though. A lot of people are not telling me, oh, I got a 10% discount on rent. So that's going to hang. And then Kherson, which is in Ukraine, is liberated. And that was an exciting thing to watch. How does that affect the stock market? Because there's a lot of pressure on Putin to leave. Is it a mild pressure? Who knows? He's been there for 20 plus years, and I don't think they can oust him very easily. But this gives everybody hope that maybe they can, get the Russians out of Ukraine, and then Putin might take a deal to go somewhere or make a deal to get out of office, and that will explode the economy because this is the drag on the European economy. And I think all the work that will be done and a Marshall Plan for Ukraine, the spending will go and the market will take off. In the stat of the week, this time I put up the silver chart. And if you look at it, silver hit 3 times about $18. Not quite below $18, but, it's been a tough area. If you were a gold bug in January, you were sitting there watching your gold come down from 2,000 to 1,700 now. The metals are having a hard time, and about $50 billion, probably has left the equity market in the gold futures and everything else because people are getting tired of it just sitting there and not making money. But, the economy has been tough, and the market is not very good also. Crude oil still up at the high 80s, and that means the companies in energy are making money. Gas is a little lower. It's down in the sixes for the Henry Hub, and that's what I always watch because, Europe's going to have to go through a tough winter without the Russian gas. The stock of the week for the downside has to be Disney. Holy smokes. Everything went up as far as expenses. They missed revenue. They missed earnings. And, I watched Jim Cramer talking about firing Bob Chapek. I don't know if that's the issue, but something's not going right at the mouse. And if you look at the chart, it's a long triangle coming down. I mean, you can see it go down from about a 160 down to about 100. And then the news came out and it gapped below support. Double bottom support is bad news when you break it because usually you're going to have some tough issues. Now remember, this is on Tuesday. The market took off like a rocket on Thursday and Friday, so there was some effects on it. But this is a company that's got some problems, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it kind of have some more problems later on unless they get these issues done. Because if you get into cost of subscribers to get on Disney and Disney Plus, ESPN, and it's costing you a fortune, then you're going to bleed the cash out until you get the balance right. Snap is a stock we own in the portfolio, and we bought it at the collapse of the earnings. First, when they had the earnings announcement over here, Snap was profitable. It wasn't these internet companies like Unity and other ones that did make DraftKings that didn't make any money. They make money. It's not much, but they make money. And everybody's watching, will TikTok get banned? Well, TikTok's from ByteDance out of China, and there's a lot of allegations that they are tracking certain people, not you and me, but certain people, where you're at, what your photos are, and if that's true, they're gone. And a lot of people think, well, it'll be Facebook and the formerly agency known as Twitter and Snap will take it up. But, I always look at this as that what we see in Snapchat today is not going to be Snapchat tomorrow, but they're making money, and that's why we bought it at this low level, and we're up like 30%. It could go back down 30%, but like I said, I've been watching Snap since it came out, and and this is not a bad price, around about a little bit less than 8. So is it time to enter? I don't know. I mean, I would have kind of liked to get it if I was telling somebody new that you try to get it under $10 at least, but it may not be there again. We'll see. Apple had a problem on Monday, and it gapped the stock down, as you can see. I mean, it just was not a problem. China's got the zero COVID policy, and one of the provinces in China that works on the iPhones, guess what? Got zero COVID tolerance. That means they're on lockdown. They're not making anything, and Apple's being affected. And it got down. It's not below support. You can see the support's at 135 and stuff. But it's not been good for Apple. I mean, it's been going sideways for a lot of people. And if you bought it at 185 and you're at 138, you're like, well, that's a lot of money I just lost. And if you're Warren Buffett, we talked about last week, that's a lot of money you lost. The indexes, have come down. I mean, Nasdaq was minus 30%. That's the one I watched the most. And like I said, when the inflation numbers hit on Thursday, it just jumped up. I mean, we went to a 7% hop, and best 2 gain for the Nasdaq in years. And it's a good sign. And will it continue on? Well, everybody watches the numbers. Bad news could always make it worse. But if you got a good set of portfolio, you should be able to weather the storm. The crypto market, oh my God, FTX advertised on the Super Bowl currency exchange. They give $10 billion to Alameda, who blows it all, and they got redemptions, and then essentially the coin goes down 73%. When I just posted this chart, it's down basically to zero. It's worthless, and it's going to go bankrupt. It's announced it. And I was reading today, they get the remaining $600 million got hacked and went somewhere. I was like, sure. I mean, but what's the outcome is that other cryptocurrency exchanges, Binance, Coinbase, are all going to probably have some redemptions. You got people like Kramer says, sell all your crypto. I don't think it's a small percentage of your portfolio. Small, being like single digit small. But don't put too much in there. It is got a potential if it can go out and buy something, and you can just take your Coinbase wallet and just pay for something right away without a transaction fee. But we'll see. I mean, I think I've nibbled on Bitcoin below 16,000. I've nibbled on it at 16,000. It's in the 16,000 now. A lot better than buying it at 60,000, 68,000. So, I mean, I just think it's an area that people always will need. You can always put money there. It's all going to be there, and hopefully, if they don't get hacked. In the midterm elections, again, they were the red wave became more like a red trickle. The Senate looks like it's going to be pretty equal. They are going to look at the re-election for Georgia back in December, so that's got 3 or 4 weeks to have a lot of people spend a lot of money to choose between Herschel Walker and Mr. Warnock. And the House, which was supposed to get like 220 seats, not there at all. And so we're going to see. I think the House will go to the Republicans. I'd be real shocked if it wasn't, but it might be only 3 or 4 difference. 5 differences on the area. So the little thing right over here is saying they've got a slight majority if it goes out, but they're counting these mail-in ballots, and we'll see. And then the last one I want to talk about is Tesla. I mean, Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion, and he's talking about it might go bankrupt in 2023. But people are starting to get nervous, if you're a Tesla stockholder, that this is a big distraction. And Tesla, you can't look at the PE, as everyone's told me, against other auto companies, because combined market value is more than all of them combined, but that's not true anymore. I mean, it's gone down. If you can see this one, you went down to 400, below 200. It broke the support again. Just like Disney, a double bottom support is now broken, and that's kind of ugly, because where are we going to go? And it becomes a negative channel, and now you're going to have to go sideways quite a bit for a while to stabilize. So they've got probably the largest crypto holding, probably, a lot of money in crypto. It's not like, 100 billion, but it's like probably 8 billion in crypto, 7 billion in crypto. And if it's dropped, quite a bit, that's also another one. So, it's an issue. Some people, they've got some things that they're doing that are good. And like I said, I've owned Tesla, back then, but it's tough. It's a market economy, and the economy, people are starting to get nervous about Tesla, so they're bailing out. And I'm watching the rotation go from the energy stocks and manufacturing to a lot of tech again. And I always tell people, keep balance. There's 11 sectors. Have some of the best in each sector, and you'll be okay. I mean, yeah, you can't time the market. You can overweight an area like energy. You can overweight technology now, but just keep balance, because otherwise, you just sit there and get one sector too much, and then you're down 27% because you're all tech or all communication services. So we'll see you next week. Have a good week, and have a safe, warm day.